Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is May 23rd, 2022. Hope you're all doing well. Market is very volatile. In today's segment, we'll take a look at companies with heavy insider as well as institutional buying. When insiders buy their own stocks, that tells you they got conviction, they think stock is going to go higher. And when institutional buy stocks in a high quantity, that means institutions have confidence in the company and stock can go higher, especially when the fundamentals are good. So in today's segment, let's take a look at stocks like PennyMac, which has got heavy insider buying and also good fundamental stocks. So with that, let's jump in and get started. We'll start with a quick market update and look at stocks with a price more than $5. We want stock to be a little more stable. That's why we are picking more than $5 and volume more than 500,000 shares traded as of last Friday, and heavy insider buying and heavy institutional buying. So when both insiders and institutional buy, when the fundamentals are good, stock can go higher. That could be a turning point. All right, let's jump in and get started. So we'll start with a quick market update. Look, from a market update perspective, in the futures market, we got nice uptick. Look, Dow Jones Industrial Average up 303 points, and Nasdaq, S&P 500 up nicely, 35 points here. Nasdaq also up nicely. And we got oil and 10-year all going higher. So in the futures market overnight, it was pretty stable, not too much jittery. So I can see market going higher today. Lot of negative news in the market. Each time market goes higher slowly. All right, let's jump in here and look at the fear and greed index. From a fear and greed index perspective, look, we are in the extreme fear zone right now, and we got a lot of negative news in the market. We got China lockdown, Russia-Ukraine issues, high inflation, supply chain issues, and Fed ready to raise the rate to curb inflation. Lot of negative news here. As things improve, for example, if China improves or there is some good news around supply chain issues, I can see us going from extreme fear to the fear zone and then to the neutral zone. So there is a lot of things riding on this market, and things can get better. That can take the stock price higher from here. All right, let's jump in here and look at the market. Look, in the futures market, we got nice uptick. Look at this uptick here. We got Friday, stock went slightly higher. In the futures market, again uptick. I can see us going slightly higher, but again, we are not out of the woods yet. We got still a lot of issues like geopolitical, China, inflation, so on and so forth. But I can see us going slightly higher from here. Look, right from April, we had been going down, down, down. As summer comes up, May is over, June is coming. Typically in the summer months, market tends to go higher. So we'll see how that goes. But you could make a case for market going higher after extreme negative news and stocks coming down almost in a straight line, as you can see here. All right, so we got all the major averages going higher in the futures market. Like you saw earlier, look, Dow Jones Industrials up 308, Nasdaq, S&P 500 all up slightly in the futures market. All right, now let's jump in and look at stocks with the heavy insider buying. So we got the list here. Look, all these stocks, we got heavy insider buying. Look at the insider buying here. Look at the percentage. It's a nice and healthy insider buying. At the same time, institutions are also buying, or they're keeping quiet, they're not selling. That's the good news here. We want both institutions as well as insiders buy. And at the same time, many of these companies have got top line sales growth here. Look, we got companies like CWAN here. There's a top line sales growth, and also stock is responding slowly after beaten down big time in one day. It's going higher slowly. You could make a case for stock like CWAN at these levels, even though it's got huge debt, as you can see here. But current ratio is okay. They got enough money to cover the short-term financial obligations. And as usual, keep a watch on the short ratio here. When the short ratio is high, that means these stocks can go higher and create some short squeeze type situation. If you're an option trader, look at both RSI as well as IV percentile. So one of my favorite ways, when the IV percentile is high and RSI is low, you could trade on the higher side, and you could do things like back ratio call spread, because stock is down big time, like CWAN as an example. Because stock is beaten down so much, you could do a back ratio call spread, or you could even buy call spread, waiting for the stock to go higher. We do that especially because look, IV percentile is high. If you just buy call, you're paying too much premium. That's why when the IV percentile is high and RSI is low, implement strategies like the call spread. You can buy a call spread, or you can buy back ratio call spread. On the other hand, when the IV percentile is low, you could implement different strategy. Look, we got Affirm here. Affirm has got a low RSI and also a little bit lower IV percentile. Because IV percentile is low here, you could even buy call itself. You could buy a call option, because mainly IV percentile is low. So that's how I play it, and it works out pretty well. And also, when the IV percentile is high, like CWAN as an example, you could sell put option way below the current price of $33 and make some good money there, because selling put options is typically good after the earnings are out and everything is settled. You could sell some put option way below the stock price and earn some money that way also. All right, also keep a watch on cash and free cash flow here. Conservative investors should look at free cash flow positive companies, so that way you don't get burnt out. We got few companies here. Look, we got Coinbase here. Coinbase got clobbered, as you can see here. But look, they got good amount of cash and good amount of free cash flow. And there is a lot of negative news about crypto of late. But I can make a case for Coinbase to go higher slowly from these levels here as crypto situation improves. And also, conservative investors keep a watch on net margin. You want to go after net margin positive companies. All right, now also keep a watch on the overall score. You want a higher overall score. We got few companies with nice and high overall score here. Look, we got INCY here, one of my favorite. Stock has not made too much money for investors. Look, it's got it's trying to improve in 6 months. 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 1 month, 3 months and 6 months, and also trying to improve in 1 day. It could be a turning point for a good stock like INCY. And we got two more here, PFSI and ARES. Both have got sorry, not those two. Paramount and PFSI both have got high overall score here. You could look at such candidates here. Now look, we got Paramount and PFSI. You could take a look at those two here, and look at the RSI also. For example, Paramount, it's got high RSI. I would not buy it at this time here. Whereas PFSI, Pennymac, you could buy it right here. It's sold off here with the low RSI. And if you're an options person, keep a watch on IV percentile here. IV percentile high means you could do spreading strategies versus buying call option outright. All right, now what we'll do is also keep a look at the next year EPS growth and revenue growth. If it is positive, that tells you analysts are upbeat about the company. It can do very well. All right, next let's do a quick build here and look at some of the ratings from Morningstar, and also profitability and accounts. All right, let's do a quick build here. Look, we did a quick build here on a few details like Altman Z-score, Piotrowski F-score, and Morningstar ratings for these stocks. Look, top of the list we got CWAN here, Clearwater. It's a software analytics company, just $15 stock. And look, Altman Z-score is good here. That tells you these guys have enough money. It's financially stable. And as you can see here, Morningstar financial rating is B, growth rating is B. Company is pretty new here, that's why you don't have profitability yet. Look, it's not there for 1 year yet. And it's got nice next year revenue growth. And stocks like CWAN, I would be a contrarian here, and I would be buying stocks like CWAN, which is clear water, mainly because it's got nice financials and nice growth and financial rating from Morningstar. It also looks like next year revenue growth is positive. And we got few more, as you can see here. On the other hand, iHeartRadio, I know many of you like it. If you want to buy this, you got to be totally contrarian, mainly because look at the Altman Z-score here. I want this to be more than 1.9. Right now it's very low, tells you financially not a stable company, also indicated by a high debt on the balance sheet. Look, they can survive, they got nice current ratio, they can meet current obligations, but I want Altman Z-score to be higher. And this also has got Piotrowski F score, which is 7. That tells you books are improving. That's why I'm not too much worried. If Piotrowski F score is also low, I would not even buy this one here. But if you're a contrarian, given Piotrowski F score is 7, tells you books are improving, you could buy some iHeartRadio. I've seen this stock going higher, causing some short squeeze here. Alright, it also has a decent overall score here. That's one more reason you could buy a stock like iHeartRadio. The list goes on here as usual. Keep a watch on nice score in financials, growth or profitably, and those are the ones you could buy, and also nice and high score when it comes to the overall score here. And we talked about INCY, one of my favorite stock. You could buy INCY here, you would do well. And we got few more, as you can see here. PennyMac is one of my favorite. All right, so we got a couple more here. As usual, keep a watch on RSI. If RSI is high, say above 50, don't buy it right now. Wait for it to cool off a little bit and then go from there. And we got here Cytokinetic, Cytec Biosciences, which is a good stock. Is trying to improve, as you can see here. And RSI is 51. I would be waiting for a small pullback, and I would buy this one here. It's a relatively new stock, as you can see here. It's there up to 6 months. We don't have any more data after like for 1 year. All right, so I would take a look at this here, and also look at few names with nice and okay type score here, or a Morningstar rating here. You got PCAR. PCAR, look, it's a $43 company. It's got a nice growth grade from Morningstar, as you can see here, and it's got okay financial score. You could take a look at such companies also. And we got one more insight, we talked about it already. It's a good one. And we got one more right here, AYX Altorisk. It's a analytics company, like many of you know here. Look, this has got not so great profitability grade here, but it's got okay grade when it comes to financials and growth. It could be a in this scenario, I would wait slightly, because look, they have not made money for investors. It's made money in 5 years, but if you're a contrarian, you could pick this up also, mainly because it's trying to go higher in 1 day time frame. All right, now let's jump in and look at more companies. As usual, look, we got all high insider buying here, and we also have institutional buy. And few companies have got both going on here, like Planet Lab here. Look, it's got both insider buy as well as institutional buy, and stock is responding nicely by going higher. On the other hand, if a stock goes higher too quickly, like the one right here, you got to be careful here. Wait for it to cool off before jumping in. And if the RSI is too hot, don't buy at the time. You could even implement some strategy to short the stock, or even buy put option. Mainly stocks like this one here, PCT, have got low IV percentile. Normally I like to buy put options or put spread when the stock price is at least more than $30. On PCT, it's not worth your time to buy put options, mainly because price is so low here. It can only go down to 0. There is not too much money to be made there. All right, so as usual, if you're a conservative investor, keep a watch on net margin here. You want nice net margin positive company. And also keep a watch on the overall score here. You want nice and high overall score. And we got few companies that meet the criteria. Look, we got Metal here. Overall RSI is 43. Nice and high overall score of 71. You could buy Metal, take advantage and go from there. $25 stock, it can go higher from here, and nice insider buy. And you got few more with nice and high overall score here. You got ET. ET has got a RSI, Energy Transfer Partners, RSI of 49. You could buy this one also. It's trying to go higher, as you can see here, in 1 day and 5 day. And list goes on here as usual. Keep a watch on overall score here and go from there. And look, we got the container store here. Stock is clobbered and trying to nice overall score, as you can see here. And we got Navient. Navient also, look, it's down big time, has and a nice overall score of 51, not too bad. It's trying to go higher, as you can see here, in a 5 day time frame. List goes on. Let's do a quick build here and look at few more statistics. Look, now we got Altman Z score, Piotrowski F score, and Morningstar ratings when it comes to financial growth and profitability. As usual, if you want a solid company, go after the companies with nice overall scores. For example, here Metal, I like this company. Look at the Piotrowski F score, it's 7. That tells you books are constantly improving, and Altman Z score more than 1.9. That tells you it's a solid company. You could buy stock like Metal here. It will do well. And then you got few more here. I like the one with nice and high overall score here. Look, we got Fiserv here, Fiserv FISV, and it's got nice and high overall score of 98. Look at the Piotrowski F score, 9. That tells you books are improving. You could buy stocks like this one here and go from there. And even TCS, the container store here, it's got a nice Piotrowski F score. You could buy that one also. As usual, keep a watch on nice and high Piotrowski F score here. With technology as example, the gaming play here. Look, it's got a nice and high Piotrowski F score, but the problem is they don't have good Altman Z score. I would probably skip that one here. I want Altman Z score to be at least more than 1.7 or 1.8. The list goes on here as usual. Keep a watch on overall score, higher the better, and also keep a watch on Morningstar rates. And this section right here, you want nice and high, nice green here, not all red. All right, so we got one more here. Look, we got ABCL here. ABCL has got nice overall score, and I think it's got okay score when it comes to Piotrowski, not too bad, but nice growth, as you can see here. Profitability wise, it's F. All right, so with that, let's look at few more companies and go from there. So now we're looking at heavy institutional buying. This is when institutions are buying these stocks, and they got a lot of information about these companies. All right, look, we got the stocks here. Look at the institutional buy here, nice and high institutional buy. At the same time, some stocks have got insider buy also. Look, this one here, both insider buy as well as institutional buy here. Stock is responding with a high RSI. I would not buy at this time here, let it settle down. And same story when the RSI is high, I would not jump in at the time. Instead, I would buy stocks like PFSI or PennyMac, where RSI is still low. And look, it's got a nice, nice insider buy as well as institutional buy. I would go with such stocks. And as usual, keep a watch on overall score here. PennyMac has got a nice overall score. And the list goes on here. We got few more here. Look, we got CTKB here. This also has got both nice insider buy as well as institutional buy here. RSI is 51, middle of the road here. I would rather wait for it to be below 50 before I jump in here. And the list goes on here. And what we'll do is we'll do a quick build here and look at some of the industry benchmarks. From an industry benchmark perspective, look, we got a few more benchmarks here. We got Altman Z score, Piotrowski F score, and the profitability and growth and financials. As usual, I love when there is a high Piotrowski F score like BR here, but RSI is high. I would wait for this to cool off slightly. And we got few more here. Look, we got both Piotrowski F score as well as Hartmann Z score. I want both to be in a green color, or at least a better shape. And we got one right here, AVIR, and it's got pretty good shape here. Look, it's got nice Hartmann Z score, okay Piotrowski F score, and look, RSI is high. I would not buy at this time. I want this to cool off slightly, and then I would buy. And we got here Playa Hotel. Look, Playa Hotel has got nice overall score of 71 here. Stock is clobbered with the low RSI here, and it's got pretty okay Piotrowski F score. You could look at such companies. I would be happy if Hartmann Z score is also more, but this also works here. All right, then we got Academy Sports here, ASO. You could take a look at this one also. Stock is sold off here. Look at the RSI, very low RSI in Academy Sports. At the same time, Hartmann Z score and Piotrowski F score checks out here, nice and high. So you could go for such names here. And finally, we got JELD here. Stock got clobbered. These guys do the doors and outdoor and indoor doors. It's a housing play here. Stock is clobbered here. Look, low RSI here, and nice and okay type overall score here. And they got nice and good financials and Piotrowski F score. I would buy such companies here. All right, now let's do a quick conclusion. From a conclusion perspective, look, market is very volatile here, and we got to be very selective. And we got to look for companies with the low RSI or relative strength index, and insiders and institution buying the stock here. So if the stock is improving in 1 day, 5 day, I would look at such names here, provided RSI is less than 50. Conservative investors look for positive net margin and positive free cash flow and higher overall score. And some of the stocks I would buy are CWAN, INCY, PFSI, JELD, EVRG, Kennametal, and FRG. And also very quickly, let me take you to the Finviz platform here to look at some of these stocks here. Look, we got some stocks here. We got CWAN here, which is one of the top stock with the nice and high insider buying. Look what's going on. Stock is dropping off, as you can see here. And it's got nice insider transactions, as you can see here. Nice and high insider transactions. Insiders are buying. And as you look through, it's in the software application area, Clearwater Holding. And look, it's got from a sales perspective, top line growth is improving, as you can see here. And I think overall good here. There is analysts are recommending to buy this stock here. And as you look through the news item perspective, looks like they win FTF News Award, which is good here. And looks like they also had earning announcement recently. And as you look through here, company doing pretty okay here. And we got insider buy. Look here, nice and high insider buy here. A couple of these insiders are buying nice amount here. Look at the dollar amount. Durable Capital Partners bought $4 million worth of the share. And again, they bought again back in May 14. Looks like this company is buying the stock, which is always good here. And we got a few more here. Look, we got Stitch Fix here, and stock is trying to improve, as you can see, slowly but surely. And Stitch Fix also has a nice and high insider buy, as you can see here. And as you look through here, you can also click on this here and look at a few more detail. Stitch Fix, as you see here, sales is improving, which is good news here. I like the clip here. And even the earnings per share is also improving, still negative though. And shares outstanding is pretty constant. They're not diluting the share count. So I think it's a good one here. You could make a case to buy some Stitch Fix here. And look, from an analyst perspective, it's a little bit dated here. Looks like it's got a price target of $10, as you can see here. And right now the price is around $8. There is some upside there. All right, so now we got, maybe let's look at one or two more. Look, Carvana here. Carvana got clobbered, as many of you know here. Company has got high debt on the balance sheet. But look, insiders are buying. Look at the insider transaction, high insider transaction. Stock is not responding yet, but slowly improving, as you can see here. And as you see here, if I go back to this big chart here, look, the sales, they don't have issue. The top line is growing nicely. Look, they're doing nice sales here. But the bottom line, there's an issue here. They're trying to improve the bottom line. As you can see here, earnings is improving. The biggest problem with CWAN is they're diluting the share count. Look at the share count dilution. That's too much here. I think that they have to control the share count dilution, and also they have to, they have to basically reduce their debt load here. As you scan through here, we have a debt load here, a debt to equity ratio. I think they have to reduce the debt to equity ratio. Then they will do a look at this debt to equity ratio here, right here. Look at the high debt to equity ratio. They're going to reduce this, then they will do well. All right, so let's go back here and look at maybe one more and then conclude. All right, so we got we looked at CWAN here, then we got one more here, RVMD. Again, same story with RVMD. It's a $16, $15 stock. Look at the nice and high insider buy here. As you scan through this company in a little more detail, RVMD, it's as you can see here, it's into healthcare, biotechnology. And look, stocks like this, you got to be a little bit careful. Look, sales is dropping off, which is not good. And look, their earnings is in a negative direction here, which is also not good. They're diluting the share count, not great. I would be careful with such names here. All right, so let's go back here to do a quick conclusion. So I would look at stocks like these here: CWAN, INCY, PFSI, EVRG, Metal, and FRG, and many others with good ratings like we talked about. All right, with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.